Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, I'm in the middle of doing a welding project on my Jeep, doing some rust repair, and in the process of that I went to do some finish grinding, thinking I was all done with the welder, and my welder is under that coat right there, and I have it all put away. But when I went to do that finish grinding, I actually did kind of grind through in a bit of a thin spot, I guess. So I learned something a long time ago on how to fill in holes, like from your mirrors and those kind of things, from an old-timer body man a long time ago. And it all starts out right here with a little penny. Now it cannot be a full copper penny. Inside of these, I don't know if it's lead or what the metal is exactly, but whatever's in here melts fairly quickly once you grind off this the copper on the penny here. And yet again, you need to figure out your laws. If I'm destroying some priceless penny and defacing money, then I know lots of people have been doing it for a long time in the body shop field, so I'm not too worried about it. Anyhow, the hardest part is actually doing this without killing your fingers. So I got this in a pair of vice grips. We're going to go to town with the flap wheel here. I kind of found my soldering stuff here. And this is proof you shouldn't leave your acid brush or whatever in your solder, because this used to look similar to that, and I don't know what happened to it. Also, back when I learned how to do this, there was a lot more lead solder than you can probably get today, and this is some old stuff. And when you're working with lead, it can hurt you and harm you and do all kinds of bad things to you, so you need to be aware of your own surroundings, what you do with it. Now this is 40% tin, 60% lead. I'm gonna try not to use that actually right now. I have a bunch of welding wire that came out of my machine when I was doing some stuff. Yep, I'd say that's not gonna work. I'll put that somewhere where it won't catch anything on fire. And I am gonna grab this good old-fashioned solder. I should probably move this stuff around because I don't know how hot my table is gonna get here. Okay, and I'm going to let that cool off. Well, here's a little hole here. Actually noticed another one here, so I may actually just use some solder. I probably could have just filled this up with solder, but what this does, you put the solder on there, put the penny on there, and when you warm this up, it should kind of shove it down in the hole, melt it in there, and give it base that your body filler can hold to. Now you could do this if you were trying to put like a patch over this big hole right here or something like that, which I'm not. It would cover that up really well. That's what I was taught to do for mainly back in the day when there was always big old trucks that had holes in them from putting big mirrors on them and things like that. This is kind of what I was taught to do. I don't use it that often, because I could see there could be problems maybe later on down the road, maybe, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it here. This is my car, and I've done it on a lot of other cars, so we'll see if it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just falls off. It's pretty warm even with gloves on, so you gotta be real careful with this. And some of it fell down here, so one of those things, if you make sure your good paint is covered up, which most of this is covered. I had this up in here, but this has since fallen off, but it's all right. It ended up there. Probably take that, pop it off, and keep it from burning in any further. Make sure that's good and cool. And then hopefully we can grind this off now, and there won't be a hole there anymore. Now I've had in the past where the penny went flying across the room, so it's kind of hit and miss whether it works. I got some 36 grit I believe on my grinder here, and I'm gonna grind her down. Hopefully I don't shake you too much. I've got you kind of set up on the car here, so we'll see what happens. You don't want to heat this up a lot. Let it kind of grind a little bit, let it cool. Otherwise it will go flinging. Usually it's because the solder warms up and then from grinding, because this can get real hot and then it'll go flinging. Yet again, there's definitely a hole there. I'm just going to solder that up. I noticed I was a little far away, so I zoomed in here, so hopefully you can see right in this area here kind of what I'm doing. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. Well, now I'm gonna stop there. That covered up that hole plenty fine. Little body filler. We'll be on the road again. I'm pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, I didn't see that either this came out after I grind a little bit more on that, or I missed a spot here. I figured might as well bring you along for the ride. I got some soldering paste right here, and I'm gonna dab some of that around that area there. Just doing that covered up the hole. Oh. This is where basically we're leading this. Just using a little bit less. It's not 100% lead, which back in the day I don't even know if lead was 100% lead. But that covered up that hole. I probably should have had like a paint stick with a little bit of wax or something on it, and then I could have, you know, pushed it in there a little bit more, but hopefully this will do the work. Once again, it's been a long time since I've done this stuff, so nothing's going to turn out perfect, but it seems to be working pretty good. That's pretty warm. Yet again, I'm going to walk away, let that cool for a while, and we'll grind it down. I think we are at the point where we can start doing some body work. Now if you want to see me do this whole patch and everything like that, that's going to be in a different video, so go check that one out. Alright, thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm the jack of all and I'm master of none. You all have a good one.